Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Simon again and it's another hot day. Spending a bit of time in Cornwall, so that's lovely, feeling very chilled. What do you think of my t-shirt? It's weird being the same age as old people. And it is. I don't feel any different now at the age of 65 as I did when I was 18. And I guess that's what this activity is all about. It's about being young at heart. Now, in people with dementia, short-term memory can be badly affected, really. But long-term memory can be quite well preserved, and very long-term memory can be very well preserved. And musical memory, even better preserved. So we need to use those as sort of therapeutic strengths, really. And this activity is all about that. So it's trying to recover memories of childhood by looking at nursery rhymes and children's rhymes and trying to say them from memory. There's a bit of logic involved to this game as well. So it's World Emoji Day. So the idea is that I've made an emoji for each nursery rhyme, along with a beautiful illustration, for you to try and guess what the children's rhyme or nursery rhyme is. After every 10 or so, I've got a song break, so that hopefully that'll make it have quite a nice flow, really. So if you can play the game with friends or family, and preferably with children and grandchildren, that would make it even more fun, I think. Anyway, let's get cracking and I'll sort of try and explain what I mean. So here are the detailed instructions on how to play. So welcome to the Nursery Rhymes Emoji Quiz. Each slide contains an emoji clue and an illustration. Work together to figure out which nursery rhyme or children's poem they represent. When you think you know the answer, say it out loud. If you can, try to recite the whole rhyme or poem from memory. Many of us learned these in childhood, and they often remain stored in our very long-term memory for decades. You could talk about which was your favourite as a child, who used to sing it or read it to you, whether your children or grandchildren know it today. What does it mean? Does it make any sense at all? And what happy memories does it bring back? The emoji clues add an extra layer of fun. They encourage everyone to use logic, observation and teamwork to crack the code before checking it against the illustration. So there we are. We'll get cracking. The most important thing is to relax, enjoy yourself, let your memories and imagination wander, and have fun together. So here's an example to get us started. So the clue is rain, umbrella, and an old man snoring. So what might the rhyme be? So it's raining, it's pouring, and the old man is snoring. So yeah, that's the rhyme. And here it is in full. It's raining, it's pouring, the old man is snoring. He went to bed and bumped his head and couldn't get up in the morning. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. So it's as simple as that. So I'll leave each slide up with the emoji clue and illustration for about, 20 seconds, 25 seconds for you to have a think. And then we'll follow immediately with the answers. Now don't forget, you can pause the video at any time to have a think or a chat. So what do you think this one is? I'll leave the picture up and be quiet until we come to the answers. So the answer is Georgie Porgy, pudding and pie, kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. Who remembers that one? And the answer to that one was, goosey, goosey gander, whither shall I wander? Upstairs and downstairs and in my lady's chamber. There I met an old man who wouldn't say his prayers, so I took him by his left leg and threw him down the stairs. Crikey. So when the answer is a song that I know, I'm going to try and sing it. But I'll only sing the first verse or chorus. If you want to sing the whole thing together, pause the video. So here we go. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, my fair lady. And that one was 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, knock at the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. 9, 10, a big fat hen. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. If you see a crocodile, don't forget to scream, ah! Polly put the kettle on, Polly put the kettle on, Polly put the kettle on, we'll all have tea. Suki, take it off again, Suki, take it off again, Suki, take it off again, they've all gone away. London's burning, London's burning, fetch the engines, fetch the engines, fire, 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 pour on water, pour on water. Rock-a-bye baby on the treetop, when the wind blows the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks the cradle will fall and down will come baby, cradle and all. Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the water spout, down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and Incy Wincy Spider climbed up the spout again. So after every 10 rhymes, we'll have a song, and the songs I've chosen from Junior Choice, the best ever Junior Choice songs. So this is The Ugly Duckling, based on a Hans Christian Andersen story, and it featured in the film starring Danny Kaye, and he sang this song. So here's the rendition from the movie.
There once was an ugly duckling with feathers all stubby and brown, and the other birds in so many words said, "Get out of town, get out, get out, get out of town." And he went with a quack and a waddle and a quack in a flurry of eider down. Would you like me to tell you the rest of the story? That poor little ugly duckling went wandering far and near, but at every place they said to his face, "Now get out of here, get out, get out, get out of here." And he went with a quack and a waddle and a quack and a very unhappy deer. All through the winter time he hid himself away, ashamed to show his face, afraid of what others might say. All through the winter in his lonely clump of weed, till a flock of swans spied him there and very soon agreed, "You're a very fine swan indeed." "A swan? Me a swan?" Go on. He said, "Yes, you're a swan. Take a look at yourself in the lake and you'll see." And he looked and he saw and he said, "I am a swan. Whee! I'm not such an ugly duckling, no feathers all stubby and brown. For in fact these birds in so many words said, the best in town. The best, the best, the best in town. Not a quack, not a quack, not a waddle or a quack, but a glide and a whistle and a snowy white back, and a head so noble and high. Say, who's an ugly duckling? Not I. Not I.
So let's look at round 2. Here we go round the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush, the mulberry bush. Here we go round the mulberry bush on a cold and frosty morning. Simple Simon met a pieman going to the fair. Says Simple Simon to the pieman, "Let me taste your ware." Said the pieman to Simple Simon, "Show me first your penny." Says Simple Simon to the pieman, "Sir, I haven't any." Simple Simon went a fishing for to catch a whale. All the water he had got was in his mother's pail. Simple Simon went to look if plums grew on a thistle. He pricked his fingers very much, which made poor Simon whistle. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to fetch her poor dog a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none. She went to the fishmonger's to buy him some fish, but when she came back, he was licking the dish. She went to the grocer's to buy him some fruit, but when she came back, he was playing the flute. So old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to fetch her poor dog a bone. But when she got there, the cupboard was bare, and so the poor dog had none. She went to the baker's to buy him some bread, but when she came back, he didn't want to be fed. So old Mother Hubbard went back to the cupboard to fetch her poor dog a bone. When she got there, it was no longer bare, and so she gave her poor dog a bone. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe, and Thursday's child has far to go. Friday's child is loving and giving. Saturday's child works hard for a living. But the child who's born on the Sabbath day is bonny and blithe and good and gay. There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread, then whipped them all soundly and put them to bed. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Oh, wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? The king was in his counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlour, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes, when down came a blackbird and pecked off her nose. Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. And who do you think they'd be? The butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and all of them out to sea. Ring a roses, a pocket full of posies, a tissue, a tissue. We all fall down. Jack be nimble, Jack be quick. Jack jump over the candlestick. Jack jumped high, Jack jumped low. Jack jumped over and burnt his toe. Dr. Foster went to Gloucester in a shower of rain. He stepped in a puddle right up to his middle and never went there again. Our next song break at the end of round 2 is Puff the Magic Dragon by Peter, Paul and Mary. It was a song released in 1963 and it reached number 2 in the Billboard Hot 100 and became an international hit. The song tells the gentle story of a boy called Jackie Paper and his friendly dragon, Puff, who could do magic things. It remains one of the most loved folk songs of all time.
Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Little Jackie Paper loved that rascal Puff and brought him strings and sealing wax and other fancy stuff. Oh, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail. Noble kings and princes would bow whene'er they came. Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared out his name. Oh, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. A dragon lives forever, but not so little boys. Painted wings and giant's rings make way for other toys. One grey night it happened, Jackie Paper came no more, and Puff that mighty dragon, he ceased his fearless roar. His head was bent in sorrow, green scales fell like rain. Puff no longer went to play along the cherry lane. Without his lifelong friend, Puff could not be brave. So Puff that mighty dragon sadly slipped into his cave. Oh, Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. Puff the magic dragon lived by the sea and frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
Welcome to round 3. Little Jack Horner sat in the corner eating a Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I?" Pat a cake, baker's man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it and pat it and mark it with an A. Put it in the oven for Amy and me. Little Bo Peep has lost her sheep and can't tell where to find them. Leave them alone and they'll come home, bringing their tails behind them. Little Bo Peep fell fast asleep and dreamt she heard them bleating. But when she awoke she found it a joke, for they were still all fleeting. Then up she took her little crook, determined for to find them. She found them indeed, but it made her heart bleed, for they'd left their tails behind them. It happened one day as Bo Peep did stray into a meadow hard by. There she espied their tails side by side, all hung on a tree to dry. She heaved a sigh and wiped her eye, and over the hillocks she raced, and tried what she could as a shepherdess should, that each tail be properly placed. Hickory dickory dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, and down he run, hickory dickory dock. Mary had a little lamb, its fleece was white as snow, and everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. It followed her to school one day, which was against the rule. It made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at school. And so the teacher turned it out, but still it lingered near, and waited patiently about, till Mary did appear. Why does the lamb love Mary so? The eager children cried. Why, Mary loves the lamb, you know, the teacher did reply. Three blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They all run after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a thing in your life as three blind mice? This little piggy went to market. This little piggy stayed at home. This little piggy had roast beef, and this little piggy had none. And this little piggy went wee 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 all the way home. Ladybird, fly away home. Your house is on fire and your children are gone. All except one, and her name is Anne, and she hid under the baking pan. Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clement's. You owe me 5 farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. When will you pay me, say the bells at Old Bailey. When I grow rich, say the bells at Shoreditch. When will that be, say the bells of Stepney. I do not know, says the great bell at Bow. Here comes a candle to light you to bed. Here comes a chopper to chop off your head. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Our next junior choice song at the end of round 3 is A Windmill in Old Amsterdam, sung by Ronnie Hilton in 1964. It's a light-hearted novelty song that became quite a big hit. It tells the story of a little mouse living in a windmill. Let's listen to it now.
A mouse lived in a windmill in old Amsterdam. A windmill with a mouse in, and he wasn't grousing. He sang every morning, how lucky I am, living in a windmill in old Amsterdam. I saw a mouse there on the stair, on the stair, right there. A little mouse with clogs on, well I declare, going clip, clippity-clop on the stair. Oh yeah, this mouse he got lonesome, he took him a wife. A windmill with mice in, it's hardly surprising. She sang every morning, how lucky I am, living in a windmill in old Amsterdam. I saw a mouse there on the stair, on the stair, right there. A little mouse with clogs on, well I declare, going clip, clippity-clop on the stair. Oh yeah. First they had triplets and then they had twins. A windmill with twins in, triplets and twins in. They sang every morning, how lucky we are, living in a windmill in Amsterdam, yeah. I saw a mouse there on the stair, on the stair, right there. A little mouse with clogs on, well I declare, going clip, clippity-clop on the stair. Oh yeah. The daughters got married and so did the sons. The windmill had christenings when no one was listening. They all sang in chorus, how lucky we am, living in a windmill in old Amsterdam. I saw a mouse there on the stair, on the stair, right there. A little mouse with clogs on, well I declare, going clip, clippity-clop on the stair. Oh yeah. A mouse lived in a windmill so snug and so nice. There's nobody there now but a whole lot of mice.
Welcome to round 4. Oh, the grand old Duke of York, he had 10,000 men. He marched them up to the top of the hill, and he marched them down again. And when they were up, they were up. And when they were down, they were down. And when they were only halfway up, they were neither up nor down. Bar, bar, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. One for the master and one for the dame. One for the little boy who lives down the lane. Bar, bar, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. When the blazing sun is gone, when he nothing shines upon, then you show your little light, twinkle, twinkle all the night. Then the traveller in the dark thanks you for your tiny spark. He could not see which way to go if you did not twinkle so. In the dark blue sky you keep, and often through my curtains peep. For you never shut your eye till the sun is in the sky. 'Tis your bright and tiny spark lights the traveller in the dark. Though I know not what you are, twinkle, twinkle, little star. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Up Jack got and home did trot as fast as he could caper. He went to bed to mend his head with vinegar and brown paper. Mary, Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells, and pretty maids all in a row. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the meadow, the cow's in the corn. But where is the boy who looks after the sheep? He's under a haystack, fast asleep. Little Miss Muffet, she sat on her tuffet, eating her curds and whey. Along came a spider, who sat down beside her, and frightened Miss Muffet away. Hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon. The little dog laughed to see such fun, and the dish ran away with the spoon. The owl and the pussycat went to sea in a beautiful pea-green boat. They took some honey and plenty of money wrapped up in a £5 note. The owl looked up to the stars above and sang to a small guitar. Oh, lovely pussy, oh pussy, my love, what a beautiful pussy you are, you are, you are. What a beautiful pussy you are. Pussy said to the owl, you elegant fowl, how charmingly sweet you sing. Oh, let us be married, too long have we tarried, but what shall we do for a ring? They sailed away for a year and a day to the land where the bong tree grows. And there in a wood a piggy-wig stood, with a ring at the end of his nose, his nose, his nose, with a ring at the end of his nose. Dear pig, are you willing to sell for 1 shilling your ring? Said the piggy, I will. So they took it away and were married the next day by the turkey who lives on the hill. They dined on mince and slices of quince, which they ate with a runcible spoon, and hand in hand, on the edge of the sand, they danced by the light of the moon, the moon, the moon. They danced by the light of the moon. There was a crooked man, and he walked a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked stile. He brought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house. The song at the end of round 4 is Nellie the Elephant, sung by Mandy Miller in 1956, who was aged just 11 at the time. It became a massive hit internationally and still remains a children's classic. Let's listen to it now.
To Bombay, a traveling circus came. They brought an intelligent elephant, and Nellie was her name. One dark night, she slipped her iron chain, and off she ran to Hindustan and was never seen again. Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump. Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and trundled back to the jungle. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump. The head of the herd was calling far, far away. They met one night in their silver light on the road to Mandalay. So Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump. Night by night, she danced to the circus band. When Nellie was leading the big parade, she looked so proud and grand. No more tricks for Nellie to perform. They taught her how to take a bow, and she took the crowd by storm. Nellie the elephant elephant packed her trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump. Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and trundled back to the jungle. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump. The head of the herd was calling far, far away. They met one night in the silver light on the road to Mandalay. So Nellie the elephant packed her trunk and said goodbye to the circus. Off she went with a trumpety trump, 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 trump.
And welcome to the final round. Who killed Cock Robin? I, said the sparrow, with my bow and arrow. I killed Cock Robin. Who saw him die? I, said the fly, with my little eye. I saw him die. Who caught his blood? I, said the fish, with my little dish. I caught his blood. Who'll make the shroud? I, said the beetle, with my thread and needle. I'll make the shroud. Who'll dig his grave? I, said the owl, with my pick and trowel. I'll dig his grave. Who'll be the parson? I, said the rook, with my little book. I'll be the parson. Who'll be the clerk? I, said the lark. If it's not in the dark, I'll be the clerk. Who'll carry the link? I, said the linnet. I'll fetch it in a minute. I'll carry the link. Who'll be chief mourner? I, said the dove. I mourn for my love. I'll be chief mourner. Who'll carry the coffin? I, said the kite. If it's not through the night, I'll carry the coffin. Who'll bear the pall? We, said the wren. Both the cock and the hen, we'll bear the pall. Who'll sing a psalm? I, said the thrush, as she sat on a bush. I'll sing a psalm. Who'll toll the bell? I, said the bull. Because I can pull, I'll toll the bell. And all the birds of the air fell a sighing and a sobbing when they heard the bell toll for poor Cock Robin. One for sorrow, two for joy, three for a girl, and four for a boy. 5 for silver, 6 for gold, and 7 for a secret never to be told. 8 for a wish, 9 for a kiss, and 10 for a bird you must not miss. One, two, three, four, five. Once I caught a fish alive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I let it go again. Why did you let it go? Because it bit my finger so. Which finger did it bite? This little finger on my right. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had a cow, E-I-E-I-O, with a moo-moo here and a moo-moo there, here a moo, there a moo, everywhere a moo-moo. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, etc. Bobby Shafto's gone to sea with silver buckles on his knee. He'll come back and marry me, bonny Bobby Shafto. Bobby Shafto's bright and fair, combing down his yellow hair. He's my love forevermore, bonny Bobby Shafto. Hot cross buns, hot cross buns, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, hot cross buns. If you have no daughters, give them to your sons. 1 halfpenny, 2 halfpenny, hot cross buns. Now old King Cole was a merry old soul, and a merry old soul was he. He called for his pipe, and he called for his bowl, and he called for his fiddlers 3. And every fiddler he had a fine fiddle, and a very fine fiddle had he. Tweedledee, tweedledee, went the fiddlers. Oh, there's none so rare as can compare with King Cole and his fiddlers 3. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Ding dong bell, pussy's in the well. Who put her in? Little Johnny Green. Who pulled her out? Little Tommy Stout. What a naughty boy was that, to try and drown poor Pussycat, who never did him any harm, but killed the mice in his farmer's barn. And finally, round and round the garden, like a teddy bear. 1 step, 2 step, and tickle you under there. And before we come to the final song, which is Teddy Bear's Picnic, here's me, Simple Simon, with the pieman at the fair. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this CST activity. I hope you got a lot of those right, and I hope you enjoyed them and hearing them again after all these years. And I hope you enjoyed the songs as well. If you do like and use my work, you can buy me a coffee there. That'll help cover costs of my websites to keep them free and open access to everybody. And I'll leave it there, and I'll see you all next week. Bye for now. So here's that final song. It's Teddy Bear's Picnic by Henry Hall and his orchestra. A favourite choice on Ed Stewart Stewart's Junior Choice.
If you go down in the woods today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better go in disguise. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic. teddy bear who's been good is sure of a treat today. There's lots of marvelous things to eat and wonderful games to play. Beneath the trees where nobody sees, they'll hide and seek as long as they please. That's the way the teddy bears have their picnic. Picnic time for teddy bears. The little teddy bears are having a lovely time today. Watch them, catch them unawares, and see them picnic on their holiday. See them gaily gad about, they love to play and shout, they never have any cares. At 6 o'clock their mummies and daddies will take them home to bed, 'cause they're tired little teddy bears. If you go down in the woods today, you'd better not go alone. It's lovely down in the woods today, but safer to stay at home. For every bear that ever there was will gather there for certain, because today's the day the teddy bears have their picnic.